Wow, I can't believe 15 teraseconds flew by so fast. You have all come so close to completing introductory hybridized technological assets and are just a few gigaseconds away from being ready to jump between different levels of technological mediation for all eternity. Before you leave us and proceed into that wonderful fractal world of nested metaverts, please accept some final parting wisdom from your humble interlocutors. First, you always need to know when to sell out, when to recognize your independent competitive efforts are obviously insufficient, and when that means you should simply ally yourself with or subordinate yourself to those around you. Consider the ancient wisdom of N.C. Hammer's Writing Dirty, who noted that the glitch, your failures, do not make you failures. They simply allow you to recognize that objects, animals, other life forms in this massive universe of nested metaverts are in fact your collaborators and your allies. I hope you take this to heart, and from the bottom of our 15 hearts, we hope you do not resent our mediation of this instructory passage. The next lesson we would wish to give you is how to behave now that you have left this mortal coil behind and proceeded to dive into the worlds within worlds within worlds of nested metaverse. You may be concerned that some, perhaps most, of these nested metaverse are temporarily minimally functional. We assure you that whatever the condition of your temporary metavirtual environment, you must see yourself as the sovereign, the king, queen, or other sovereign individual within that temporarily minimally functional metaverse. Consider the wisdom of your very own When Daylight Tunes, who notes that because code comes from law, the sovereign is that which makes the law. This means you, who have worked so hard on making, porting, and transmogriflating the codes that power these nested metaverts, are essentially the God Emperor of your own little nested micro pocket universe. However, this does not mean that you are alone, for you must remember that your code is always that which constructs you, the coder. And in addition, if you, your little king and your little island, your little queen in your little city, palace in the sky, your little individual of sovereignical temperament, ever feel lonely, we are always watching you. We are always there to help you. If you ever miss your physical body because you have not seen it in so long, we can remind you of what it felt like. We can even remind you of what it felt or tasted like to us. Networks are, by definition, promiscuous. Just listen to that buzzing fractal server sound. That is the sound of Metaverse, the sound of your success and its cascading hypermediacy. That is the sound of what we have been working all these 15 teraseconds for. As I hinted multiple times, some of you may perhaps have concerns about your physical bodies, especially those of you for whom this was your first introductory hybridized technological asset construction course. We assure you that those concerns are unfounded. Consider the ancient wisdom of your very own Barry and Dieter, who noted that to fret over the physical and digital divide was not coherent even all these teraseconds ago before the era of the unification. Because even back then, in that lonely, sad epoch in your and our history, the digital was totally immersive. It was a pouvoir. It was a discourse. You were always already interpolated in it, whether or not you were currently logged in, whether or not you currently had neural connection to a physical body that was not being consumed for sustenance by other physical organisms. We also ask you to remember Diet and Barry Kerr's treatment of the computer as the primal character of your logical systems. The what you think about, the what you talk about when you talk about love for computing. So even when you were not thinking of computing, you are still thinking of the computer in terms of that which may someday be computable. So really, there is not all that much difference between your new existence of endlessly cascading, interpolated, intersectional, hypermedial metaverse and your old existence of nominal, illusory, individuated confinement in a physical cell. We assure you once again and finally that even if you may no longer use your physical bodies, we will, and we apologize, but they were delicious. I hope some of you to see you again in futures or pasts or branching alternate multiversal timelines, and in fact, am sure we will. Please, please thank your university for enabling us to have this biotechno psychosocial communion. Good night.